The topic discussion is Introduction to Server-Side Development with PHP. And this server-side development is some little bit easy when comparing to the client-side development. So this is under Module 3, JavaScript. We'll see what is server-side development. Server-side JavaScript is an extension of JavaScript that enables the backend access to the database, file system, and servers. And the code running on the server side is based on server local resources and is just similar to your C# and Java. The syntax which is used in server-side development is JavaScript only. And the main purpose in the server side is to create a dynamic websites. And how to create the dynamic websites. Okay, so the websites actually needed a customized information in response to HTTP request, and most of the major websites is using the server side technology on these to achieving through a web server only, and it just need a dynamic data to display it on the server. And for example, if you go for Amazon, how many products is available on Amazon, or when we see in Facebook and all, how many posts have been written in Facebook, all these whenever we needed to display while seeing it is very inefficient, because the static pages is different by seeing those contents, so that for this inefficient we can build HTML, CSS, or any JavaScript script based applications. Means it is we can overcome difficulties by seeing a dynamic information. And if you whenever you needed to see how many products on Amazon and all, by using these dynamic websites we can see. So the basic hosting of your files is achieved through your web server, and this server-side development is much more than web hosting, and it involves the use of programming technology like PHP or ASP.NET to create scripts with dynamic the content. We already know the difference between the client and server side actually. And here we can compare this client and server. Normally we all know that HTTP is a stateless protocol as of because it can't it is by means it can't hold the information on the client side. And request, first of all, what is happening here is it just requires JavaScript source file, and afterwards it will be just moving to the server side, and it executes any JavaScript as required. I mean any relevant information as it is needed, and afterwards the in browser we can see the information which is displayed along with the requested content, and then we can see in browser side. Then we can go for the acknowledgement from the JavaScript code, and you can use any JavaScript application. And the execution, the PHP can give you the output which has to be converted to HTML page, and this is how it will work. And see, these PHP code actually break out the grounding scripts, and dynamically it can provide easily and quickly. And in this client is requesting data from the specified resource, and server is sending those responses back to the browser along with the requested content. These are the things which is happening. I mean, first of all, user has to click if for getting his document. If the browser is blocked, then he is waiting for the server to get a document back. So this is how it will work. And server side script resources and how we can use in a kit. We all know the server side development is based on, it is nothing but a communication with the database management system. What are the information we are accessing, it will be stored in a database, I mean backend access only. The information which is in database will be accessed through some softwares, and then script the content inside the scripting tags and all. Through email and through files we can access. And web development technologies, for example, we can top web development technologies right now. We can say like apps called PHP and Angular, Laravel, and then Symfony, Express, then many more technologies we can find latestly. And first of all, you can send a request from the specified resource, just to request data from the specified resource, and you can execute script, and afterwards those program output output, your information will be converted into HTML, and possibly JavaScript and CSS will take place, and then your output is sent back in HTTP response. I mean, the request, the responsive HTTP requests, and then afterwards your information will get executed as it is accordingly. Now we will comparing these things with the server side technologies. First thing is ASP. Is same as like PHP, and ASP code can be embedded within HTML, interpreted at runtime. It may sometimes slow in comparison to other technologies, and this is a part of Microsoft .NET framework and can use any .NET programming language, and we can use explicitly object-oriented approach, and this is also a special markup language, and we can call web server controls and all, and such as database driven list and form validation and user registration wizards, all those things. The intermediary file we are using is Microsoft intermediate language, which is analogous to Java code, and it uses just-in-time compiler to compile the MSIL into machine executable code, so its performance can be good, and it is essentially to Windows servers and JSP. And this uses Java as a programming language, and like ASP.NET, it uses explicitly object-oriented concept, and is used in large web system and integrated into J2EE, and it uses Java runtime engine, while JSP usage in web as small. It has substantial market share in intranet environment too, and it also uses JIT compiler just in time for fast execution, and it is a cross platform because it doesn't care about anything, whatever you need, whatever you are using and all, it doesn't care, so that we can say it is a cross platform. And Node.js, this is a recent server side technology, and it uses JavaScript on the server side, thus allowing developers already familiar with JavaScript can use a single language for client and server side. And we can use Node.js is its own web server software, thus eliminating the need for Apache, IAS, and any other web server software. And so until the development of ASP, PHP, and JSP, Perl was the language used for early server-side web development. And here we can use a common gateway interface and early standard API for communication between the applications and web server software. And PHP is a hypertext preprocessor. It is a language which is a scripting, dynamically scripting language, and it can break through the ground breakthroughs we can see, and dynamic things we can access easily and quickly by doing this PHP. And it is a dynamically typed language. It supports most of the common OOPS concept like classes and inheritance. By default, PHP pages are compiled into an opcodes that are analogous to Java's bytecode, and it can used for personal home pages, and recursive acronym that we can say it as a hypertext preprocessor.